from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas.
By God, indeed.
Welcome into the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we kick off our 2021 year together with you. And we're hoping that you had such a great Christmas and New Year's holiday and you had time to spend with your family and enjoy everything. How about you, Pap? Did you?
Oh, yeah. Of course, holidays about the only time I get to see my kiddos and grandbaby, but the Divine Helen and I drove down south of Houston to Lake Jackson and got to smooch some of that hide off Natalie's forehead. Had a good time.
Ain't nothing like that, is it?
Oh, man. That makes the trip well worth it, even in a rainstorm.
Yeah, we got to see all of our grandkids and all of our kids with the exception of one.
Wow.
But it was a house full here at the Grandpa and Special K house.
There you go.
Over the holidays. So it was a lot of fun, and we certainly hope you had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And got a lot of rest, got a lot of football out of you.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully your favorite college team won. The Cowboys are out. So for those of you who may have lost some money on that, I'm sorry about that.
Philadelphia's out too. I still don't understand that game.
Yeah.
You were talking about -1. Got to see the entire Terry family, what's left of them, but except for Jason. Jason couldn't break away. So
well, I'm sorry to hear that.
So we missed you, Bubba.
There you go.
Love you. Happy New Year, everybody.
And with the holidays and the COVID thing going on, the question of the day was, did COVID restrict your Christmas gathering this year with your family? And we had some rather candid comments from all of you, and we do appreciate that so very much. Checking on our Facebook site, we appreciate that because you guys, are what makes the show.
That's a fact. We just put it on for you out there in podcast world.
We do.
After Crampball sweeps around and cleans it up a little bit, which he does so well.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive right in and see what you said. Did COVID restrict your Christmas gathering this year? And we had, like I said, some rather candid comments. Mike Mackey, for instance, said it caused us to cancel both sides of our family gathering. 4 of my wife's direct family caught it 2 days before Christmas. What a bummer.
Wow.
And my youngest daughter was exposed due to her husband's co-workers who had it. Not to worry, though. We're soldiering on. The gatherings were supposed to be at our home, and the decorations are staying up regardless of when we can get together, be it February, March, April, or whenever.
When the hell ever, huh?
Attaboy, Michael.
That's kind of the way I live my life with my kids and grandbaby. Catch as catch can. Sometimes they'll come through and they'll wait 2 hours.
Who was
the
the comedian? The one that played Fred Sanford.
Red Fox.
Red Fox.
Yeah.
Kept his decorations up year-round because he was so poor growing up.
Yeah.
They didn't have decorations.
That's right.
And so and when he became famous, started making money, he had his place all decorated up and kept it up 12 months of the year.
Fred was a strange character.
I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth.
That's right.
It's the big one.
It's the big one. And speaking of illnesses and everything, and let me dive in here with our good friend out in San Francisco, Sean Allgood. Lost his uncle on Christmas Day.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Sean?
and I hate that. Our hearts and our prayers go to you and your family, Sean, and keep your chin up, man.
Absolutely. We're thinking of you.
He's the one that's laughing now. So.
Yeah, he is.
Erica K. Fultz said yes. My grandma caught it so we could spend time with her.
That didn't make sense.
My grandma caught it.
So
we couldn't spend time with her. I'm sorry,
with her. Yeah.
With her, yeah. Jennifer Hoopengarn Thomas, Charlie George, Ronnie Barnett, and Casey Davis Green all said nope, never.
Well, Hopefully you guys had a very good time with family. Hope so.
Yeah.
Jerry Williamson said, nope, because every Christmas could be your last Christmas.
Ain't it so?
My family will not stop living because of a virus that has a 99.5% recovery rate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Emily Pritchett asked Jerry Williamson, I'm just curious, where'd you get all these stats? Jerry answered by saying from the CDC recovery rates from late October, and just by doing the math, it comes out to 98.75%, which does not cover the existing cases, which would raise that to over 99%. Also, age, health, and race play a factor in recovery.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, Emily, I will tell you, I know Jerry very well, and he is very analytical, and he doesn't say anything unless he's got proof, you know. And he's a heck of an athlete.
A smart man, that Jerry.
Good man, he is.
Yeah.
Kimberly Smith Hogg said, yes, my youngest son and his family came down with COVID, so not all of my family was with me at Christmas. Tiffany Miller then said, also, yes, it did, and we ended up doing nothing because someone caught it.
Huh.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They say that there's a new strain of COVID coming out
That's just exactly what I was about to bring up.
that's worse than the one we're going through now, but you know, it's just like the flu. Every year there's a different strain of flu virus that you have to deal with, and they're trying to get the vaccines out to everyone, so we'll see how that happens.
You going to take one?
Not off the bat. I'm not. I'm going to wait and see how many people die from taking the vaccine. And then, you know, we could go back to living like we always were. Now, that's a terrible thing to say, and I'm not making light of that.
Well,
but I want to see what side
still.
effects. I mean, when you're pushing 70 years old, you're kind of cautious about what you have injected into you.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
So I'm going to wait and see what some of the side effects, if any, are, and then I will decide whether I want to take one. I take a flu shot every year.
Not
you
me.
know.
Not
And
me.
I took
I'll
a
get-
pneumonia shot this year. So.
Well, I'll take a pneumonia shot, but
Pneumonia.
pneumonia. But I mean, and that's the exact reason behind why I will say right up front I'm not going to take it, because I can take a flu shot and be sick 3-4 days.
You know, usually I'm right there with you. I would take a flu shot and have some of the symptoms, but I asked my doctor about that, and he said it's because if you're feeling some of the side effects from a flu shot, it's your body getting used to fighting off any infections.
I don't believe that.
So, he's
I mean,
a doctor.
I think, well, I'm thinking your doctor is
He's been smoking that dope.
full of these shit from many bulls. I mean, because
Yeah.
I can take it, and this is what I was told years ago. They give you, it's kind of like snake bite venom. They give you, you know, they build up your inoculation by giving you a little something of what you're trying to be
Like you
vaccinated
got in your
for.
coffee.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a different story completely. That's what keeps the cornholio virus away from me. So.
Well, there you go.
Oh Lord, where are we, Kimberly?
Let's see. I think you're a James.
James, where are you, James?
Under Kimberly.
Under Kimberly. Okay. James Greenlee said it did not. We talked amongst ourselves for 2 weeks prior to Christmas and decided that since we're all healthy, we would go ahead and gather at Mom's for the holiday. There were 16 of us, and no one has even reported a sniffle.
That's good.
Plus, my sister, who is a nurse, got tested the next day after Christmas, and she was negative.
Well, there you go.
You had a big time Christmas.
It sounded like it.
That's kind of Christmases I'll miss.
My good friend from Emory, Texas, Nelda Pound Slater, said yes, it did affect theirs because she was diagnosed with COVID this week.
Oh, no.
So, Nelda, I'm sorry to hear that. Just do what the doctor says. Take care of yourself, and you'll pull through it.
Hang tough. It'll all be good.
Yes, sir.
Sam Pearl said no, but none of us have it, or one, none of us has it, And 2, we have no guarantee there will be another Christmas get-together.
Amen to that.
Having said that, if any of us were sick, we would have made as many adjustments as we had to. And yes, I've been to multiple funerals.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there you go. There you go. Michael J. Smith said, with the exception of my elderly grandmother, we were all gathered together at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Someone said in an earlier post that next Christmas is not guaranteed for anyone, so we decided to get our rather large family together and celebrate.
There you go. You know, and you can celebrate any day of the year. You know,
you can, but you know, I'm like Michael J. and the previous one.
Yeah.
That was saying that, you know, next year's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's
That's
not
true.
guaranteed.
That's true.
If you're going to live your life in fear, you're going to die. I mean, face it.
We're all
All
gonna
of
die.
us are going to die. We were born to die.
You know, and the coronavirus doesn't have a thing to do with, I believe in my heart that the day we hit the ground running, that we have a timestamp.
I agree.
I think it's predetermined, you know,
agree.
how long we're going to live. I mean, that's the only way I can make sense out of, like, infants passing, people passing at
That
a
are
young
perfectly
age.
healthy.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things I will ask the good Lord
Now
if
you-
I make it up there.
Now you know why I don't work out. You work out, you run, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't talk dirty, you
I
die
can attest
anyway.
to that
What the
because
hell?
I've gone to many funerals of folks that didn't drink or smoke and worked out all the time and just dropped dead of a heart attack or developed cancer and was gone in a heartbeat.
all plumb right over dead. Bruce Walker, Bart Gregory, Darla Walker, and Pamela Wright Graham all said no, it did not affect them. And Kimberly Morgan Sutton said no, because we all got it at Thanksgiving. So,
There you go. You don't have anything to worry about now.
well, little Kim, bro, I'm glad you're doing better. Hug that grandbaby for me, sugar.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Kim's my little niece.
Well, your little daughter-in-law, Cassie Terry, wrote in to say, nope, we gathered on Christmas Eve at my grandma's house. There were probably 50 or 60 of us there.
She is not joking. I saw
Wow.
I saw the pictures.
We had our traditional Christmas breakfast with my mother-in-law at her house and spent Christmas evening with my dad. The day after Christmas was my stepmom's 50th birthday. There were about 20 to 25 of us there to celebrate with her. I even walked into Walmart today with no mask on. A total rebel.
yeah, you're a rebel, Cass. I think the only rebel in your house is your offspring,
That little one.
Natalie. Becca Tipton said, yes, it did. My sister-in-law is currently infected with it. Jimmy Thompson said it did his family, too. My wife was exposed to it by an employee at her work and came down with it 2 days later. It's a sad thing to think that all the families who decided not to be with loved ones at Christmas because of this crazy virus. Next year is not guaranteed for anyone.
Well, there's another one that agrees with that, I can tell you.
Well, then again, neither is tomorrow.
Well,
so,
that's true.
yeah.
Lindsay Rogers Hardy said nope, not one bit. Deanna Lucero said no, but we are small in number anyhow. And Tiffany Bridgewater said, hell no, COVID has cost us enough already. Kit Rudd also said no, because I just won't allow it.
And here's a comment from Angela Tidwell that I really like, because this is pretty much the way I am.
Yeah.
Angela Tidwell said, no, not at all. I don't buy into fear-mongering, and I live in the USA, and they're not taking my freedom away.
You go, Angela.
Good
You
girl.
go.
Good
All right. Vicky McClure, Rena Golden, Daryl Woodall, and Penny Steele all said no, it did not affect any Christmas gathering this year.
Yeah, well, that's
a
good.
good thing.
Good thing. Michelle Reynolds said it almost did, but in the end, no, it didn't. My brother was exposed to the virus 3 days before Christmas, and even though he showed no symptoms, he decided at the last minute not to take a chance, so his family is the only one who didn't show up.
And you got to respect that. I
Yep.
mean, even if there is a little inkling that you may have it, why give it to somebody?
That's a fact.
Anyway,
That's a
Sissy
fact.
McCoy said, yes, it did. I couldn't go to my brother's house for Christmas, and I haven't seen them in a while. Billy Taylor agreed, saying 2 of my 5 siblings have COVID, so we didn't get together like we always do.
Wow.
What a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
a shame.
It is.
Our mascot here under the background.
Yeah, a sweet little buddy. Didn't get to see her for a while. Sandy Layla Armistead said, yes, it did. My mom has been in the hospital with COVID pneumonia for over a week.
Sorry to hear that.
I'll get the best Christmas present in the world when she's able to go home.
That's a great thing to say,
That's
Sandy.
a fact.
Yeah, we hope your mom
Yeah.
recovers very quickly from that.
Yeah, good juju for that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Earl Anderson and Ron Hanway both said no. Rena Golden said no, it didn't. And New Year's Day, my family will be together again. The menu, now you'll like this, the menu will be ham, baked sweet potatoes,
By
fresh
God.
black-eyed peas, potato salad for those like me who don't like sweet potatoes,
Yeah.
peach cobbler, and a big old glass of sweet tea.
If that ain't Southern, I'll
By
kiss your
God.
butt out in the middle, out in the middle of the square out there. Stephen W. Crenshaw up in Hawaii said, yes, it did. It's freaking political. My daughter's COVID results were not processed with Hawaii's approval window. There, they would have been quarantined beyond their return flights. And, and I know his kids go over there from time to time, visit with him.
Sure.
And Nikki is none too happy about all that mess. So, as Steve and Connie are too. So, but it'll happen. It'll all clear up. The dust will blow away, and the kiddos will be up there to see you guys soon. Love y'all and Happy New Year, by the way.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you watching over there in Hawaii. We appreciate that. Carl Rudin said, hell no, it didn't. I won't cave in to the fear tactics everyone is trying to push on to us. Do I believe COVID is real? Yes, I do. But I also believe it's treatable like a cold or the flu. It all depends on how your body handles it.
You know, and I agree with that. It affects different people different ways. It just depends on what your immune system has allowed.
Well, like I said, I think Special K and I got it when we got off of a cruise last January. Yeah. We both got very sick.
I remember that. Y'all were sick puppies.
We were really sick. And I went to my doctor, and he pumped me full of antibiotics and steroids, and I got over it in about a week. Special K, on the other hand, who never gets sick, I'll just say this, I'm envious of her. She never gets sick. She was, knock on wood, she was really sick too. She goes to the doctor, and they tell her, you've got some kind of virus, but we don't know what it is. Now, this is before they came out with the COVID thing.
I bet that is what it was.
I bet it was too. But here's the thing. They didn't prescribe her anything. And she came home and took over-the-counter stuff and recovered.
Crazy, isn't it?
They didn't give her a damn thing.
That's crazy.
Well, let's see here. Shoshana Henderson said, yes, it did. My mom was supposed to come out to visit for the week of Christmas. I believe her mom lives in California. Not only was her state on lockdown, but she was afraid of either bringing something here or taking something home. Not to mention the 2-week quarantine when she re-enters her state.
Yeah, that's a fact. Russell Curlin, LaRocca Tharrock, and Janice Parker all said no. Leslyn Fletcher Prutt said nope, I just wore a mask. And Nicole Caldron said simply that COVID ruined 2020. Now, Nicole Caldron is Steve and Connie over in Hawaii's daughter.
Oh, I got you.
One of their
Okay.
One of their four, yeah.
And yes, you're right, Nicole. COVID ruined a lot of celebrations for a lot of people in 2020.
Wait till you see what's going to ruin 2021.
Yeah, this is going to be a big week.
That's
I'm
right.
telling you, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Keep your powder dry.
Yeah. Donna Briggs Moss from Florida said, yes, it did. My grandson was exposed directly to COVID, and that caused everything to be different. His last test came back negative, so maybe the lesson was to be grateful for what you have.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it is.
That's a fact, Donna. Mary Adams Childers said, yes, it did. Ralph and I are super careful because he is 78 and I am 76. Mm-hmm. The main reason is because if if he were to get it and have to be hospitalized, he would be in trouble if they wouldn't let me stay with him. So, yeah. Our experience of him being hospitalized has been terrible. The hospital staff does not have the time to give 24-hour care to old people. Not to the hospital's fault, but old people just require special care. We were able for immediate family to come and go.
Well, that's good.
You know, and it should be the elders. I mean, they've always taken front seat to everything.
Yeah.
Is the way I was raised. I mean, they've earned that right to be taken care
Well,
of.
sure they have.
They
have.
Keep them comfy.
Well, I'm glad you got to have some family come and go, Mary.
Yeah.
And take care of our farm out there, will you?
Yeah.
She lived next door to us in Campbell, Texas.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
And even more important, take care of old Ralphie.
Yeah. Mr. Ralph is a wonderful man. He is a great guy.
Sure he is, yeah.
Amy Valine, Brenda Carol Bush, James Freeman, Deandra Tedford Smith, Glenda Hardy, and Christina Hoffman all said no, it did not. But Paul Garrison said yes, it did. I don't want to die.
How do you know?
Well, Paul, I do respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to die either, but when my tab is pulled upstairs, there's nothing I can do to
When the
change
roll
it.
is called up yonder.
Well,
I've died legally. I've been legally dead 3 times, and that was probably the most peaceful moments of my life.
really?
Yeah, because I was married at the time. Jamie Ward, Jamie Ward over in Mississippi said, yes, it did. Some were quarantined, some were sick, and some could not travel due to restrictions placed on certain cities about travel. Donna Toten said, yes, also. My sister and her husband is in their 80s, and I'm 74. Our kids all said no.
He does that on purpose. How you kidding? He waits till I take a sip of coffee. Comes out with something.
I have a strong peripheral vision.
Yes, he does. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. I think I got it all out of my beard. James Graham said, nope, COVID hasn't affected any of our gatherings. We're not afraid of living our lives as normal as possible.
Yeah.
As anything you do in life, there is a risk, so live it and see what happens.
I like that.
That's a good way to look at things.
That's why I'm such a perfect picture of health. Cousin Sue Gunner up in Hobbs, New Mexico, or out in Hobbs, New Mexico, said yes, and there's too many reasons to mention. The main reason is that New Mexico has way too many restrictions, which is
You think New
exactly
Mexico does?
why I'm a Texicano.
You think Mexico does? You have to go to California.
Yeah, New Mexico, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
the bathrooms are even off limits.
Boy, ain't it so? You know,
And-
and somebody was telling us about they were out in Vegas. Who was it? Doug and Melinda, our dear friends from the field office, said that in Vegas they have a no tolerance ordinance regarding the mask and so forth. He said you can walk into a 5-star restaurant, you have to drop your mask, take a bite, pull your mask up to chew it.
Oh man.
Drop your mask, take a drink, pull your mask up to swallow it. Now, I'm thinking, you know, I can live without all that kind of crap.
Well, if you're at the bar, just poke a hole there and get a straw.
That's what I'm thinking about doing.
Hey, there's ways to overcome
Yeah.
everything if you stop and think about it, you know. Robert Myers finally today said, no, it did not. We're never guaranteed to see another Christmas. We didn't know that last Christmas would be the last my mom ever saw, so we gathered together to be around one another and to celebrate our love for one another. We decided to enjoy it regardless of COVID.
By God.
And that's one great way to look at it.
That's exactly how I see it.
And you, Robert, you weren't the only one. If you paid attention to what some of the comments were saying, and it's basically the same thing. You never know when your time is coming. So if you have a chance to be with family and friends, just do it.
Just like the song says, they say the end is as fast as a blink of an eye. I got a flash for you there, amigo. It's faster than that.
Yeah, the older you get, the quicker them days go by, too. I'm
Lord.
telling you. I remember my father telling me that. I said, well, you get older, boy.
Yeah.
But them days are gonna just go flying by.
See, Pop used to say that to me, and I just laugh. I said, Dad, I'm not going to live to see 60. I don't even want to live to see 60. Well, on my 59th birthday, I'm thinking, 60 ain't looking so bad right now.
I heard that.
But he'd just laugh every time I bring it up.
Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got in, Pappy.
Yeah.
Michelle Green said, we watched your Christmas show while traveling, and it was a lot of fun to see. It looked like you two had a good time doing it. I loved the montages of Santa and the decorations, and Thomas Gabriel was awesome.
Well, thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of fun doing that show.
Special K did her magic.
Yeah. Did the magic montage.
She did.
Your show about the Supreme Court was spot on. Why did the nation's highest court refuse to hear the case President Trump's lawyers had on election fraud? It makes you wonder if Democrats or Chinese have them in their pockets too. You know, that thought's crossed my mind as well.
And you realize that we didn't give a name there because he or she didn't give their name. The show on what you learned about yourself this year got me to really thinking. When you're being honest with yourself, you suddenly find you have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
A lot of the comments you guys shared was deep with thought and some funny. Anyway, I'll let you know about myself when I quit writing down all of my flaws.
Don't worry.
That one was off of
Be happy.
Instagram too, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was another no-name deal,
Yeah.
but hey.
It's funny, I
don't,
like that.
Don't beat yourself up. Life is full of complications.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Marie Tipton asked us when Thomas Gabriel will be coming to North Texas. I've watched all his videos, and I sure like his style. He sounds like his grandfather Johnny, but he has his own way of delivering a song that makes you listen up. Keep up the great show.
Yes, he does.
You know, Marie, we've worked on that, but and about the time we met Thomas was about when all this crap
COVID hit.
Yeah. And we're trying to get him booked in Billy Bob's, trying to get him booked at Keys Lounge, and other spots in Houston and so forth, which I used to do production work, and even in East Texas.
But they keep closing the venues down.
Yeah.
So.
No, he's down for it. He said, whenever I can find an opening, I will be there. So
You know, Pappy, this is going to be an interesting week. On Tuesday, tomorrow, the Georgia election will be held, and we'll know about the Senate winners Tuesday night, hopefully. And then Wednesday, the biggie. And this is when Congress certifies the election for the President of the United States. And it has been rumored that they are going to make a motion that they not accept the election results, therefore sending it to the House and the Senate to cast a vote to name a new president of the United States or elect the current president, Donald Trump, for another 4 years. So it'll be interesting, and we'll keep you up to date on that as we go along.
Either the way, the poopy's fixing to roll downhill.
It is. It has been a lot of fun today. It's a good time to be back with you for 2021, and we hope you have a great time. We're going to be talking on Wednesday. We had a suggestion by Becky Fisher, and she just asked, what is your wish for the new year?
Oh, boy.
We had some good ones.
That ought to be interesting.
We hope you'll join us on Wednesday for that. Hey, if you have a suggestion or a comment to make to the Grandpa and Pappy Show, it's very easy.
Yeah.
As you can see over my shoulder, you can go to grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Or
you can hit us up directly on our show website page, which can be found by keying in www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa with the letter N, pappy.com. While you're there, you'll see that big red rascal pop up. All you got to do is push it, devise a password, subscribe. We love subscriptions on our YouTube end of it. So. Plus, you can also hit Instagram, Twitter. We're there. Or while you're on the show page, you can hit the blue button that says Facebook. Go to our podcast page.
Yes, you can.
So, yeah.
Or you can go to the Grandpa and Pappy Facebook page, where you'll see a lot of these comments before they even hit the air. So we invite you to do so, and we invite you to join us back on Wednesday for another edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Yeah.
Until then, we always end every show by saying to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love them right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show, too. By God.
So until we see you Wednesday, take care of yourself, everybody. Watch out for each other, and God bless you. Good night.
Have a good one.